Hi there, welcome to the More Sibyl podcast. This is a podcast for Blacks, Asians, and those who love them. I am Mo, and I am your host, ready to spark your curiosity as I take you on this adventurous ride of exploring cultures through the stories of my guests from all over the world. On this show, we get really personal, discussing salient issues that are relevant to our contemporary age and also building community around them. As our guests exercise courage and vulnerability in sharing their life's experiences, we hope that in turn you are inspired by them and that you get the courage needed to set your own stories free. Enjoy the ride, and thank you so much for listening. Hi guys, welcome back to the More Sibyl podcast, and today I have a very special guest. And I know I say that a lot, and I also say this also part a lot, but I'm always fascinated when I find younger adults, or let me just call her she's a younger adult, doing amazing stuff. And so today I'd like to share her story so you guys can get to know her, about things that she's passionate about. And shout out to her mom, Dr. Bamidele, because this is her daughter, and I'm thankful that she trusted me enough to, chat with her daughter and just get to hear her thoughts. So her name is Miss Elizabeth Bamidele. She is a 10-year-old who likes reading and being creative. And guys, she's really creative. She has a YouTube channel that she started. She's the founder and creator of a YouTube channel called Sparklight Kids Club. It's a channel with inspirational videos, educational materials, and creative and fun challenges for kids and preteens to help them build their confidence, develop their creativity, and also empower them to become better people. She's a Nigerian, but lives in the UK with her parents. So everyone join me to welcome Elizabeth to the podcast.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to your wonderful show, and I feel honored to be here. So my name is Elizabeth Bamidele. I'm 10 years old and I'm in year 5. I have a YouTube channel called Sparklight Kids Club. I mostly do inspirational talks, but I also do other fun activities such as dramas, cooking videos, drawing videos, and lots more.
Oh, wow. You seem to be busy. Let's just start with that. How do you find time to, go to school, do all the stuff you're doing, and you're in year 5, right? Which is almost I think, 3rd grade here in the US. So that's, that's quite a lot of work you're doing. How do you find time to do everything?
Well, the planning part doesn't really take time because you can just come up with the idea anytime, and the Holy Spirit inspires me. So the planning part, you just think of it, and then you literally just maybe sometimes write it down, and then you can put it into practice. But the recording part or the editing part, I mostly do them in the weekend or holidays. But during lockdown, I had lots of time, so I was able to launch more videos than ever. So I just do them during weekends.
So are you learning editing or YouTube directing? Are there other skills you had to learn to have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, kind of. You have to learn how to position the camera and how to edit it as well. But the editing, you just discovered it, so.
Okay. So I remember when I was 10 years old. I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember I was excited because now I can have 2 digits, age. But as a 10-year-old, I remember that my world revolved around my friends, things we did together, things that we liked. So how are your friends supporting your YouTube channel? Are they excited about it? Do they watch it? What do they think about your YouTube channel?
Yeah, they're pretty excited about it. They always give their opinion and their feedback on what they enjoyed and what video I could do next as well. And they're pretty excited about it.
Oh, okay. So I'm curious, can you just walk me through what a life is like for a 10-year-old? What do you think about the world around you, and what's life like for you?
life like is fun because, adults have to do a lot of work that kids don't really have to do too much. They can like spend time doing stuff that they enjoy. Like in my case, I enjoy making videos, so that's what I do. And even working is like fun because in school I enjoy spending time with my friends and learning new stuff as well. So yeah, it's fun.
That's really nice to hear, and I'm glad that you have that, because I agree with you. Like, children should have fun, but I think that a lot of kids these days, they want to grow up, quickly. They want to start working. They want to have their house, have their car. Do you share those sentiments as well, or you're just taking your time and you're enjoying every bit of it?
I enjoy being a kid because, like, when you're an adult, you have like lots of responsibility. So I enjoy.
Thank you. We keep telling kids that. Thank you so much. We need to say that louder. Like, enjoy your childhood, right? Thank you for that reminder. So, you're a Nigerian living in Britain, right? What do you think of that, and how do you connect to your Nigerian culture?
Well, being a Nigerian living in Britain is interesting because you get to see what it's like how people in Britain do their stuff. So, like what they eat, their education, all that stuff. So it's interesting. And I connect to my Nigerian culture by listening to Nigerian Christian songs or beats. And my mom and dad also speak language, and our language is Yoruba. And yeah, it's also sometimes do a bit of research on Nigeria. Like a fun fact is that Nigeria has over 500 languages, and 5 of them are not spoken anymore. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. So you still keep in touch with that, part of you. How long have you lived in Britain for?
Since I was like around 5, because when I came here I was 4, and then I turned 5. So about I think nearly 5 or 6 years now. They're about.
What do you miss most about being do you remember your time in Nigeria? Do you remember some parts of it?
Well, I remember that when I was little, whenever I come back from school, I get either ice cream or I think a frozen yogurt or something, and it was just nice, and me and my dad would talk in the car, so it was fun as well.
But you don't get that anymore here in the UK, do you?
Oh, I do, because I still spend a lot of time with my mom and my dad, because I call them. Yeah.
No, I meant the ice cream part. I meant the yogurt and the ice cream part.
Yeah, I still get ice cream, but it's just if it's cold, I don't have as much of it. But yeah.
Okay. So I imagine that a lot of kids these days, they have a form of social media app. So for example, you have a YouTube app, and there's also a lot of kids getting into TikTok. So I'm curious to know, how do you use social media, and what other platforms are you on, and or which ones are you also not on because you don't think it's appropriate for you yet, even though your friends might be on them?
I'm like you said, I'm on YouTube, but I'm not on any other platform, because my mom always says that when you post something, it's out of your control. So basically, I'm not on them just for my own safety as well. And I think TikTok, lots of people are on TikTok because of the videos and because they're posted, but I think that we should, as we're doing all that stuff, we should also have our parents' consent and be safe on it, because you never know what's on TikTok.
Wow. I mean, you've spoken so wisely. I mean, I must commend your parents for teaching you all these, wonderful principles, and also commend you for listening, because not just listening, you have actually embodied the message and you're able to talk about it. I can tell that you actually do believe that. I agree with you. I think, like your mom said, and that's a very wise word, that when you put stuff on the internet, it's gonna be there forever. It's out of your control. And as kids, you need to stay safe, because you never know. You might be doing it, just want to have fun and play with your friends and put stuff on Twitter or whatever platform, but you don't know who's watching at the other end of the line.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Really, really wise words you've spoken to us here today, Elizabeth. So let's start with your YouTube channel. I have watched a couple of them. There was one you read a poem, and I said, oh my gosh, as a matter of fact, it was that poem that you read that I told your mom, can I please bring your daughter on the show? Because it was so good. And I love that you're so passionate. You're welcome. And you're so passionate about what you do. What really motivated you to start a YouTube channel?
Well,
and how long have you had it for?
I've had the channel for like a few months now. So it basically started when I was just doing audio, so when I was like 6 or 7, and then I didn't really know like literally anything about YouTube channel, and I only knew like a little bit about YouTube, but I only used it to watch some videos, that was it. And my mom would like just listen to it, and I do the recording on her phone, and then I started doing videos. And then my mom would just send it to some of her friends on WhatsApp to show their kids. And then one day she just said, like, what if you start a YouTube channel? And then my birthday was quite close. So she said, you could launch the YouTube channel on my 10th birthday when I do like 10 videos. And yeah, so my mom motivated me to start a YouTube channel.
Thank you, Mommy, for that. That's really nice.
And also sorry to interrupt. My dad also helped with the name as well, because before we started, I was preparing it, and my dad said, "Okay, what about Sparklight?" I wanted to do Kids Club, so we did Sparklight Kids Club.
So, what does Sparklight mean? Where did the name come from?
Because about like helping kids to spark their creativity, and like because they're inside, you don't know what's inside. Like inside, they're like really creative. So just unlocking that inner you. So sparking your creativity.
Oh wow, that's really amazing. So before we even move on to the next question, for kids like you who want to like maybe impact the world around them, but they feel very shy, or they feel like, you know what, I'm not able to do that. What words of encouragement would you like to give them, Elizabeth?
You should like follow your dream, because if you want to be like a YouTuber, you find what you're good at, what you enjoy doing. Like I enjoy inspiring people and talking, so you find what you're good at and then you do it. You also inform your parents so that they can support you. And even if people see what you're doing and they're mean to you about it, you shouldn't let that get to you, because there are also people out there who love what you're doing. And also when you're doing this, you should pray and include God, because God helped me, so He can help you too.
Oh wow! I feel like even when I asked you to talk about, talk to the kids, that message is also, applicable to adults. Thank you for that reminder. Another question I'd like to ask you would be this: in one of your videos, you talked about how to detect a fake friend. So, guys, if you're listening, go check out our video. There's so many good contents on there. Have you had a fake friend before, and what did you do when you found that out?
I've never had one, not that I know of, but I've always looked at, because I watch a lot of movies, but I also see that there are friends who are not what they claim to be, so they're always like maybe going behind their friends' back to say stuff about them. So I looked at the signs. I saw that when they were talking about other people, when their friend wasn't there, they talked about them too. So I thought, okay, since I know all of this information, I shouldn't keep it to myself. Let me warn people about this so that they know what's coming.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you for that. So you're also doing, in addition to talking about things that happen with you, like, like your schoolwork and your poetry, you also find ways you can help your community live better lives by sharing examples of things that you can find interesting. That's really smart. You're a good content creator. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
So, you're welcome. Your YouTube channel, what's your dream for it, and how long do you think you're gonna have it for?
Well, my vision is to keep inspiring kids for as long as I can, because that's the original thing that I was thinking, and because there are so many kids out there who don't really know what to do. So when you have those videos to be teaching them good things, then it'll inspire them to be better. And I want to keep going for as long as I can, because it's fun and enjoyable.
Oh, I think you should as long as you can as well. And what if you become famous? And I think you're gonna become famous someday. Have you thought about how you're gonna handle that?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not gonna let it get to me, because I don't want to become like someone who is now like so proud, because then you want to keep showing an example as well, because when you're teaching kids, you also want to be like an example. So And I also want to just keep going.
Awesome. I mean, that's really, really interesting and very, very smart response. I like that you said, you're gonna stay grounded and focus on the goal and not get distracted by that. I think a lot of people need to learn that as well. So let's go back to school. You are in the 5th year, right?
Yeah.
And how's that been like for you? What parts of school do you like? What don't you like about school?
Well, being year 5 is very interesting because you get to learn more like complicated stuff compared to when you were in lower key stage 2, because here when you're in year 5 you're now in upper key stage 2, so you have to learn and balance a lot more because I have a lot more subjects. And the thing I don't really like about school is the fact that sometimes when you're learning, it might not always be like what you want it to be, because sometimes they surprise you a lot. So maybe if they say you're going to do literacy, you end up having to write lots and lots and lots when they said, okay, maybe you just have to write a bit, but it turns out you have to, like, there's certain things they want you to do and you might not always be convenient, but you know that that's their standard. But I also like that in school you get to interact with other people because I enjoy playing and seeing my friends as well. So,
what's your favorite subject in school?
I have quite a few. My favorite one is Jigsaw. So Jigsaw is basically when you just talk to people about your feelings and they teach you stuff to keep yourself healthy and know what is right. So you just get to talk to people and share your opinions on stuff.
And what's your least favorite aspect of school? What don't you like about school? And it's okay not to like some things about school.
I don't really like maths because in school I'm quite good at it, but it's just when you're teaching it, sometimes when they're teaching it you don't get it, but when you like have the sheet it all makes sense. So it depends on what we're learning in maths as well.
I understand. I didn't used to like maths as well, but guess what? I found a very good teacher along the way, and I loved math so much that I wanted to go to school to study chemical engineering. I didn't end up doing that. I studied pharmacy instead, but I still love math. I use statistics a lot, so keep practicing and don't give up. It's actually cool to learn math. I like that subject. Now, speaking of, profession, so I'm curious, what problems would you like to solve in the future? And another way to ask that would be, what would you like to be in the future and why? But I don't like asking kids that because it puts a lot of pressure. But just think about if you, right now, being a 10-year-old, year 5, making YouTube videos, inspiring people, if you could have a dream profession, if you've already thought of one, what would that be and why would that be?
I want to be an actress because you get to express yourself and be another character at the same time. You do what you love and passing across a message. And when you see movies, you just get curious, like, what are the effects that go into this? What are the effort and what goes on behind the scenes? So it'd be really fun to discover what happens behind the scenes as well.
Oh, wow. Have you told your parents about being an actress?
Yeah, but I still have quite a lot of stuff I want to be at the same time, so I'm still trying to choose.
Guess what? It might change and it might not, and it's gonna be okay. When I was younger, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I know that I wanted to help people, and I wanted to do a profession where I could be with people and interact with people. And I can see that in you. You like talking to people, like having conversations. Mm-hmm. So whatever you're going to do in the future, you're going to be fantastic at it because you already have that passion. So it's okay if it changes tomorrow that, I want to do something else. Guess what? It's okay. It's okay to change your mind and find out what you really want to do. And I wish you the best in that regard.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let me ask you this. The world, as you know, has changed a lot. First, we had COVID. And, with technology, we're able to stay connected with social media. I have 2 questions under that category. First one is, how's life been for you since, you had to stay home and study from home? What impact, if any, has it had on you?
Life staying at home has been like there are times when it's fun and there are times when it might be a bit hard because like I enjoy interacting with my friends and it's been hard not being able to see them. But then on the bright side, I've had more time to make videos. I've been able to spend more time with my parents. So, and I also get to do more stuff because they're at home, so you can have a bit of a lie-in most of the time. So life in lockdown hasn't been that bad.
So for some kids right now, they're probably feeling sad or maybe a little bit depressed about being home because they don't get to see their friends anymore, or, their life has just changed. They kind of like go to the park, or maybe not the park, like go to amusement parks and things they used to do before. What kind of words of encouragement would you like to give those kids?
I think in this case, you should keep looking forward because COVID isn't going to be here forever. Even if it's still here, we still have a cure, so it's gonna soon pass on, and we won't have all of this. So you should keep looking forward and know that even if COVID is here, we won't have this lockdown forever. Maybe it's just for a few more days or months and then it's gone. So you should just keep looking forward to seeing your friends and even make do with all the time you've got, because in lockdown you have so much time. So what can you do and what can you invent, stuff like that. So, yeah.
Oh wow, you're so smart, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
You're so smart, and I can tell that you also read a lot of books. Am I correct? I can tell that. I could see because you remind me of myself. So tell us a little bit about the books you read and what you learn from them. Like your favorite, it could be genres of books or, your favorite book you've read so far.
And I like reading big books. The biggest I've ever read was over 500 word, and I think it was a book about, I forgot what animal, but an endangered animals, and they were able to talk to each other, and they were able to outsmart the people that were trying to hurt them. So it was really interesting because I was quite a bit smaller then, so I can't remember the name. And and also now I read a lot of David Bamidele and Enid Blyton books now because I like adventure stories and mysteries. Depends.
Same here. When I was young, I read a lot of Enid Blyton as well. I love Nancy Drew, detective stories. I read so much. I read so much. I learned new words. And I also like reading encyclopedias. Encyclopedias as a kid. I don't know why. I just like to learn about different cultures, languages that spoke. And keep that curiosity, okay? Keep reading as best as you can. It's a very good interest to have. It's always going to serve you well because you're going to learn new vocabularies. You're going to learn how to communicate better. And also you learn, a little bit of knowledge as well. So that's really, really good to know. Another question I'd like to ask you is this. So, we know that in the world sometimes sad things can happen. And there's been a lot of bullying. Kids have been experiencing that at school. And if your skin color is like ours, a lot of kids have also been bullied for their skin color. I'm curious to know, have you had any of those experiences? And if not, for kids that have been bullied or even the bullies themselves, what words would you like to say to them to kind of encourage them so they can, live their best lives, especially the ones that have been victimized by, these instances?
For me, it hasn't really happened, but it's only happened once, and it wasn't, then I didn't really know that was bullying. I thought it was just a joke, and even though I found it offensive, I didn't know that was classed as a serious kind of bullying, and my friend kind of defended me, and so that was the end of it. But I would say for people who are still being bullied that my mom always says that it doesn't matter what your skin color is. If you work hard and show people that having a different kind of skin color makes you special, and it does, and you can still be smart then. So you should just don't let it get to you, and just keep working hard and still focus on what you want to be, because you can still be successful.
I like that. And I think another thing you can pick up from your message is people should speak up. If you see something, say something. Your friends standing up for you and defending you helps you as well to be able to, give the bullies away. So I think in addition to what you said about building confidence in ourselves, is we hope that people can step in Because the more people like ignore these things, they keep happening more and more. And thank you so much for that reminder, Elizabeth. Now, 10-year-olds, they're not quite teenagers yet. They're not quite kids yet. And I'm sure you don't want anyone to call you a baby because you're not a baby anymore, right? How can adults understand 10-year-olds better? Especially for those who have 10-year-olds at home and they find it difficult to communicate with them. What can we do as adults to understand your world better?
I think you could put yourself into their shoes. So if you said that if I were at this age, how would I think? How would I react? Stuff like that. And you could also ask on what is their opinion? What do they think? That will help you to understand them better.
Those are two keywords, like putting yourself in your shoes and asking yourself, if I were this person, what would I have done? And also even asking them, how can I ask for their opinion and make them feel like they're heard? Now let's go back to that first point. I don't know if you know the stereotype that in a lot of Nigerian homes, parents just talk to the kids, they don't even communicate with them, they just give orders. And sometimes that might make, kids just turn off. So for parents that are listening, what other tactics can they use to be effective communicators, especially to meet the needs of your 10-year-olds?
You could, still sometimes, not all the time, like once in a while, just ask and, maybe sometimes be lenient because some parents are strict, so maybe occasionally be lenient so that your kids can open up to you, because sometimes if someone is too strict, the kids might not want to tell them anything that they might be struggling with, so it's very important.
Oh wow, that's Elizabeth, you're super smart. That's a very, very important point, because if a parent is too strict, a child can be in danger of all kinds of abuse, and if they cannot communicate with you, it can make things worse. So opening that line of communication, and also goes back to your first point of making sure that they feel that their opinions will be heard. Like your kids being able to open up to you and be free with you, tell you what they're going on in their lives. Thank you for that. I think the first point you also made was about putting ourselves in the shoes of a 10-year-old. So for a lot of parents, this world is different. This new world of technology and phone use and device use, that can be quite hard for parents to put themselves in their kids' shoe. So what's your view on just parenting with technology and all that kind of stuff?
Sometimes being firm is the best thing, but when it comes to technology, if the kid is being very not willing to let go of it, even though it's for their own good, to show them that, okay, if you really want to use technology, this is what you can use it for, and then that could open up to something that they might be really good at the same time.
I think it's just finding out what works and striking the balance, right? But the best approach is still to have that open communication with your kids. Okay. What kind of songs do you listen to? So I know you said you do gospel music and Nigerian songs. Do you have any favorite artists or favorite songs?
I have Tope Alabi. She's a Nigerian film artist.
I love her. Yes.
Yeah, I just like it because her songs are very danceable. You can just stand up and start dancing.
I don't understand sometimes half of the words she says because she uses Ijile and Yoruba. Do you understand all of the words? Or you have to ask your mom and dad?
Yeah, sometimes I know that just go you just learn it, start learning.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do that. So you speak Yoruba at home, correct?
Not really. It's very rare.
Very rare, okay. Yeah. Are you able to understand it though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I was just curious to know if you were exploring the language as well. So we're kind of rounding off here, and I wanted to ask you this. So you're a 10-year-old. I'm not a 10-year-old anymore. Is there any question you like to ask? I'm 10 times something, times a number. Are there any questions you like to ask an adult? As a 10-year-old, things you're curious to ask an adult?
Like, what's it like always being in charge? Like, what are the things you like about being an adult, and what are the things you don't really like?
Oh my goodness, these are great questions. So, like you, I wanted to take my childhood slowly, but unlike you, I actually was in a hurry to grow up and, just be independent. And I would go back now. If I could go back now, I probably would take things super slow because I was super active as a child and I kept doing more stuff, and sometimes I didn't enjoy my childhood. But what do I like about being an adult is I can make decisions for myself and I can decide this is what I want to do and this is what I don't want to do. And I can back up the decisions with, with my choices, right?
Yeah.
And that feels good. I can drive a car. I can drive anywhere. I can pay for a flight and don't have to worry about my age restrictions. I can be in certain places. I can have a room full of people to talk to. So just the authority you have, I like that part of it. And what don't I like about adults? There's so many responsibilities, Elizabeth. There's so many responsibilities. I can't just take a nap in the middle of the day because I have to work. I have to pay the bills. I have to, do my work. So, while there's some good things about being adults, there's also some, stressful things. But all in all, I think whatever stage you are in life, enjoy. There's always something to enjoy. As a 10-year-old or as a 50-year-old, there's always something to enjoy. Find that, and the ones you don't really like, see how you can make it manageable until you move on to the next stage. That's what I believe. But, it's fun. Whatever age you are in, there's always something fun you can find out. So find that out. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
You know what? I want to say thank you so much. It was really fun talking to you, and I've already subscribed to your YouTube channel. Keep making your videos, and if you want to come back on the show again to talk about more stuff, it was really nice to have you. You spoke so well and you gave your answers in a very precise way. You're like every podcaster's dream right there. So thank you and keep up the good work. You're welcome. I wish you all the best with school, and send me hi to mom and dad.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, bye, Elizabeth.
Okay, bye-bye, Auntie.
Bye. All right, guys, so that was the Mercible podcast, and this was just fun, just starting with Elizabeth. If you'd like to find out more about her YouTube page, make sure you go to Sparklight Kids Club. It's on YouTube, and the link will be on the show notes. And catch you guys on another episode of the Mercible podcast. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mercible Podcast. Well, guess what? There's plenty more where that came from. So visit our website at www.mosibyl.com. That is www.mosibyl.com, where you can find hours of other binge-worthy episodes just like this one. And while you're at it, please don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts or Podbean, as it encourages other awesome people like you to listen to the podcast as well. We are now officially on Podbean. It has an app. You can catch up on missed episodes and also get a notification when we have new episodes. Do you have a question for our guest, feedback on the episode, or a suggestion for a future guest? Then please get in touch with us by sending us an email at talktomo@mosibyl.com or connect with us via Instagram at the Mercible Podcast. Cannot wait to hear from you, and thank you so much for always listening.